What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lamont's Gym and Custom Live Show, the number 3 podcast. I don't have a topic. This is the end of the week, and so I'm just going to ramble a little bit, about 10-15 minutes. It is what it is. Nothing major. It's not happening in the world. I done told you everything about this area, Talladega races and all that type of stuff, and all that. You know, it is what it is. I will tell you a crazy thing that I thought about. I'm watching the movie New Jack City, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw the movie New Jack City back in, what was it, 89, 90? Hell, might even been 92. Love that movie. It is top 100. It's in the top 100, in my opinion, of all-time greatest movies, especially of the 80s and 90s. And I got to thinking, I watch a lot of older movies too, 40s, 50s, 60s. I rarely watch anything current, anything from the 2000s up. I may watch Ice Age or, Shrek or something like that. But when it comes to movies, like whether it be horror movies or dramas or romantic comedies, I rarely watch anything, from the 2000s up until now. It's all garbage in my opinion. But one thing I noticed about primarily the 80s and 90s, and I guess you could throw the 70s in there a little bit when it comes to movies, they all had soundtracks. And a lot of the movies that I really enjoy, and I think I said this in another podcast, and I hate to keep repeating myself, but like Heavenly Kid and those type of movies, those didn't get a lot of traction as far as the soundtracks. Terminator didn't get a lot of traction as far as the soundtracks, but I loved them. Now you take some of the more urban, black targeted movies of the 80s and 90s. Those were the R&B soundtracks, and those got lots of traction, and rightfully so. And I was just looking at the New Jack City soundtrack, and from beginning to end, I think it's one of the best. And I'm not an Ice Cube fan whatsoever. Don't like Ice Cube. I'm sorry. Not Ice Cube, Ice-T. I do like Ice Cube. I do not like Ice-T. But in that particular soundtrack, it fit. You know what I'm saying? It just fit the soundtrack. Like I said, from beginning to end, it was I enjoyed it. It had Keith Sweat and one said Troop and Levert. A lot of guys in that beautiful soundtrack. One that is really great is Juice. I love Juice's soundtrack. Oh, I love Juice soundtrack. You know what? I'm thinking now. Damn, did Tupac put a piece out in the soundtrack? Hell, that was his movie. Not sure, but I'm gonna end that right there because I don't want to keep on rambling about that. I hate coming into a show and not having a specific topic to talk on. I really hate it, but this is the last show of the week. And, hell, my wife, her business is flourishing. She's having so much trouble setting up her pay system. She started out with the, I want to say Cash App or PayPal. Then she went to PayPal business, and it's, everything's keep messing up. So now she's going to Apple Pay, and hopefully, that'll work out. I think she's actually missing about 190, maybe $200 to $300 because the system has got it froze. I think PayPal is supposed to reimburse her part of that money, what she said, 90 something bucks, May the 15th. So I'm like, good thing she don't depend on it. She just graduated magna cum laude, and she's preparing to go to Chicago for her graduation. You know, congrats to her. You know, I don't use the word proud, but I'm really, really thankful for my wife. Really am. She's come a long way, both in our marriage and as a person. Um, One of the biggest surprises, I guess you could say, waking up this morning is raining. It's actually raining. We haven't had any significant rain for a long, long time. We may have had a shower a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't rain, and it actually rained this morning, and supposed to get some more rain tonight, and going into the next week, supposed to get a lot of rain as well. So hopefully nature will get back in balance, because it's a lot of dry spots out there, y'all. A lot of dry spots. Speaking of dry spots, got my garden going. Not gonna do any grass this year. That fescue that I've been planting for the last 3 or 4 years, it'll grow heavy and hard, long as you get some rain or you water it. But once you cut it, once you mow that first time, it's history. It's history. So I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm not gonna spend any type of money on that this year. Y'all, I don't want to bore you, man. I'm 5-6 minutes into this, and I ain't got nothing to talk about. I don't. That may be a good thing, because the podcasters I watch on a daily basis, and I'm excluding the sports people, the guys who give the hardcore news like Fox News and Newsmax and those people. It's either dealing with the war or dealing with shootings in this place and fights in this place. And listen, all that's newsworthy. It really is. But I don't know. I'm debating if I'm going to do like this white guy in Louisiana. I can't think of the name of his channel on YouTube, but he's very successful. He has a pop culture news of the day type channel. And he also has a sports channel, as well as another podcaster that I watch. It's black and white news and black and white sports. They have a pop culture channel and a sports channel. But this is my thing. In today's time, in my opinion, football is just the main drive of everything. You can talk about basketball, baseball, everything else. Football is the main driver, and I may do that come football season, just to give a little news. I told you I'm not an NFL person, and I'm not gonna watch any Power 4, Power 5 college football unless what I heard through the grapevine comes to fruition. And what I heard through the grapevine is their Congress, it's this Democratic female senator and this male Republican senator. They have got together and put a piece of legislation together that's going to reel in the transfer portal. It's going to reel in the collective as far as bringing back the true NIL and not just pay for play. If they do that, y'all, I'm on board. I might do 2 or 3 sports channels. And I'm dead serious on that, man. So stay tuned for that. Don't hold your breath, but stay tuned for it, because it's this guy, and I want to say he was a agent or something back in the day. And then he was an agent for all the big time folks in media. And he started getting into a lot of other things, and he went to Washington to report, to give his opinion and a report on the state of boxing, which, when have we mentioned boxing in a while? I'm talking about real boxing, not your Mike Tyson versus a YouTube celebrity type bull crap. Not your what's this fight coming up? Mayweather Jr. whoever fighting the Pacquiao. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that. If you pay to watch that, then you're a sucker. And I love Mike Tyson. That's probably one of the few athletes that I held high on a pedestal. But when he started doing these pay for play fights with the YouTubers and just these bombs, yeah, it lost me. It lost me big time. Matter of fact, I am a former amateur boxer. I love boxing, but I got out of boxing when Tyson lost to Lennox Lewis, and it was another fighter. He was in the De La Hoya, and I can't think of them other guys. He was in that little bunch that reigned for about 10 or 15 years. I think he was in the middle lower tier when he went out. That pretty much done it, for me in boxing. Because even though you got guys who still learn the skill, still love the sport, I don't know. It's almost like football. You guys just don't have passion anymore for the sport. But yeah, this guy. I want to see where I left off because I'm starting to ramble again. He went to Washington to give a report and give his opinion on the state of boxing, and he ended with the state of college sports and his opinion on the route that we're on now, which I've been saying this for the last 4 or 5 years, on the path that college sports is on right now. In in the near future, your Olympic sports like swimming and boxing and wrestling and gymnastics, those sports from all campus locations across the country, regardless of division, will disappear. And because you got to realize, these sports rely on the collective, on the football collective. Football, just to make up some numbers, GSU brings in $20 million. Well, 5 to 10 million of that will go for the baseball, for the gymnastics, and the rest of that stuff. Because these particular sports do not generate any type of revenue at all. So football is the engine. And so if you reel in football and you normalize it like we know it, then the rest of these sports, these Olympic sports and other activities will flourish. I'm gonna tell you, man, and I'm going in here. I've been rambling too much, and hopefully I get 1 or 2 eyeballs on this. I hate rambling. I know you hate seeing somebody ramble, but if you in the workforce, if you just in the world in general, you know a lot of people, and if you like me, I study people. I study their movements, their thinking. Human behavior was my major. Got my degree in sociology. But if you understand human behavior, the type of individuals that you need to distance yourself from, your degenerate gamblers, your progressives. And what I mean by progressives, I'm not getting into politics. I mean the people who want to change stuff. I remember back when Will Smith did this stupid ass movie. It was about concussions. I didn't watch the movie because I wasn't finna pay into that bull crap. But when he did his movie about concussions, that was a movement to kill football. I don't know if a lot of people really understand that. That was a movement to kill football. Now, this is the way they was going to do this, and I know this firsthand. First of all, you was going to deter mothers from allowing their young boys to ever play football. 2, NFL, and I'm not sure about college football, but I know NFL, here we're going to sue the hell out of you. for the players that played 30 years ago. We're gonna sue the hell out of you for these damn concussions. It was a movement that has not stopped to this day. And in my mind, I'm like, you have to have a big political, money driven agenda to do this. I put it with the individuals, whether it be political or just ideologues, who want to feminize men. You think about it. You take the number one gladiator sport, and trust me, it wasn't boxing, it wasn't UFC. Football is the number one gladiator sport. You take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old boys, and now you ain't playing football. You see what you do? You start early. There was a thought process and an agenda behind this, y'all. So even though they diminished that, probably 2 to 3%, of kids not playing football, putting in the mom's head, oh, they don't know they play this gladiator sport. They couldn't kill it. So they went from that to the concussion thing, blackmail in the NFL. Have y'all noticed all this crap that the NFL and the NBA players have to wear on the jersey, have pride night, have stripper night, have stuff in the end zone, stuff painted on the basketball courts? All of this is blackmail. And I go back to Al Sharpton and his Action Network. All that piles into this, y'all. Please trust me. Please understand me. Al Sharpton and his Action Network will blackmail a company. If you don't have so many of these and that, so many of this and that, we're gonna boycott you. If you give in to our demands, you give me a little money and put those actions in place, we good. That's what these people did to the NFL. If you celebrate pride, if you celebrate Black Lives Matter and put this crap in the end zone, we ain't gonna continue to sue you for concussions and this and that. And then DEI comes in. DEI only benefited white liberal women, but yet that's another faction into this criminal enterprise when it comes to sports. They have blackmailed sports. They have blackmailed the fans of sports through this ideology. And they have won. Now, is the war over? No. But think about this, and I'm going to end it here. Go back to the Will Smith dealing with the movie he did on concussions. Everything in between, from the Black Lives Matters to the DEI to the lawsuits to college football, except getting a judgment, suing the NCAA for name, image, and likeness. All of that ties in together, y'all. Go back to what I said earlier. Read people. Understand people. You may not be on my level, may not do it because I'm insane when it comes to reading people, studying people, human development. I'm what is it, OCDC or whatever it is when it comes to that. And just read people and understand if they degenerate gamblers, if they progressive in change, you don't want to be around them. You don't want to deal with these people. You just don't. Because they have killed one thing that I have loved on this earth. And I don't see them stopping no time soon. But listen, I think I got my phone turned around. So normally the camera is right here. I don't know if you can see this right here, but now it's right here. So this is probably the worst show I've ever done. And I apologize. I hate to ramble. I promise you from now on I'm gonna do my homework, have some topics, and all that good stuff. You just don't want to see this black, gray-haired Negro rambling. But anyway, I love you and I appreciate you. You guys stay blessed, and the camera's over there, Lamont. I'll catch you next time.